Hi, my name is Nick Cap, and we are looking at a colorimetric calibration scheme for Carlmont High School for Scots Labs. We are using a piece of equipment called the Artel PCS2 and the associated printer with it. We got it all kind of hooked up. On this particular calibration, we're really critical in looking at our kind of lot codes as well as our expiration dates in here. I'm kind of using the materials in here. Here are our blank tubes. Here is our calibration tube, and then our samples, and then we have our sample jar. What we want to do first is turn on the machine. There's a little button on the side over here. We turn on the machine and it should start testing the system. We could also make sure that the printer is on, and the printer will go online. Now if we look at this, it says pipette calibration. We want to do pipette calibration, so we're going to enter yes on the main menu. We're going to enter the lot code. So the lot code from this box is 20660, 20660, and hit enter. It will then do a self-calibration test. We need to wait a little while, but it doesn't take too long in order to do that. All right, we see here a little bit of noise on it, and so it's done. So what we're going to do is insert vial A. So here we have our vial. We want to, with a nice paper towel, wipe it off, make sure it's the same lot number, and then we have a little arrow in here. So here's the lot number 20660, and we put our sample inside of here. We close the cover, and then it will zero out our sample. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of this red liquid to our tubes, and we're going to change the color. And from that, it will do the calculations to determine what the volume that you added is. So we are now going to remove this volume. We can either put this volume up here or put it back in the box, which I like to do. We are then now going to take a blank, and we need to remove the cap for this blank. It's really tight on there. Remove the cap for the blank. We are then going to erase it. Once these are used, we can't reuse these again, so go ahead and put it inside here. We're then going to close the cover, and it will tell you, it will start reading the blank. All right, it's almost done. We enter our ID number, so 5454, which is part of my G code. You can enter any number as long as it's kind of unique, and then you're going to press enter. Enter the pipette ID, and so your pipettes are going to have a number on them that you'll usually be able to add. In this case here, I'll make something up, but again, ideally if you can do that, then we can kind of go back to our inventory and take a look at that. You would press enter. Now the volume, and again, it will print out those parameters on here, so we have a hard copy of this. Enter your volume. You're going to be doing small volumes in the lab. The larger volumes, you can use the galvanometric. This is, we're going to use the colorimetric. And enter 2 microliters, 2 and then microliters, and hit enter. And it says it can do this up to 40 times in this tube, so 2 microliters isn't a lot. Proceed, we're going to say yes. And so what we want to do is take some of range 4, this liquid in range 4, and go ahead and put it, aliquot some out, so that way, if we contaminate our range 4, it doesn't affect all of our subsequent reactions. So we pull a little bit of this out, and then what we're going to do is pipette our sample 1. So I will take this pipette. It is set to 2 microliters. I go in and get a tip out. I would come to this sample over here, and I would take out my 2 microliters. I would then go into my bottle, and then I just kind of put it off on the side, and I make sure that it's all gone. And I shut the top and hit enter, and what it's going to do is going to measure it, and this one says that it resulted in 6.797. So this pipette is way off, and if actually I look at this, it failed calibration a while ago. So what I'm going to do is get hopefully another one that will actually pass calibration. I'm going to take this sample out. I'm going to go ahead and pipette out. That looks more like 2 microliters. I am then going to put it in my tube, make sure it's all gone, put it down, and it's reading sample 2, 2.043, so that's within calibration. And so I'm going to do it one more time. My tip. And so normally what I would have us do is that on each one we would do it 3 times. Okay. All right, so I'm now going to press enter. And what it does is it tell me the result. So what it can do here is it gives you the mean volume that you have, and it gives you the absolute inaccuracy. This is, again, with that original error that we have in there, it's off by 1, relative to the inaccurate 81%. It will give us the standard deviation. So again, this is the coefficient of variation is 75. So this particular sample is way off. If I want to don't repeat the results, no. And then I can go ahead and I can start with another pipette. Okay. Let me know how you do on this. Again, this is Nick Cap, Scots Lab. This is how we calibrate.